Welcome! Here comes my second part of my recent Star Wars Black Series order with the exciting figure of Jedi Master Sol from the recent Acolyte series. Acolyte is such a dividing Star Wars project. I guess it's on par with Marvel's She-Hulk, which I hated passionately, but I think I liked some of this one. The whole premise of the series, setting it before the prequels, seemed so interesting for me. I liked the trailers, the actors Lee Jung-jae and Carrie-Anne Moss, and the visible difference in the Jedi outfits. I loved the prequels, and to some extent this looked like something that could tie in very well if made properly. I was so disappointed with the premiere episodes, or rather the first half of the series. There were so many interesting topics in it, just not in the right order. Instead of focusing on a linear storyline, as Star Wars usually does, we kept on jumping back and forth in time that added even more to the confusion instead of alleviating it. Also, so much opportunity was lost for the series with all the activism surrounding it. I had no problems with the witches. We had witches in the expanded universe before, like the witches of Dathomir, and no, I'm not talking about the ones introduced in the Clone Wars, the real Dathomirians from the Courtship of Princess Leia novel, like Teneniel Jo, who would have been such a good fit as Luke's love interest, but I digress. So I had no problem with another kind of witch's coven portrayed in the story. The universe is so vast. There is room for so many cultures. I found Yor to be ridiculously funny, and I almost bought him as a figure as well, but I decided to buy him at a later time. Indara and Padawan Jackie were also very interesting. The bleeding of the Kyber crystal, the hint of Plagueis, the incredibly savage fight scene from episode 5, and the fact that the Jedi are overall portrayed as not all-powerful, all-knowing beings that always say and do the right things and can make wrong decisions that would leave a permanent mark on their lives. This series could have been something so good. Pity about the choice of the leading actress, who really was the weakest element in the whole production and probably did the most damage to the series overall. I really liked Master Sol. He reminded me so much of Qui-Gon, who admittedly also served as an inspiration for the actor as well. I like Lee Jung-jae. I've seen a couple of his Korean works, not just Squid Game. He actually is quite a good actor and a Star Wars fan. I admired the fact that he learned to speak English just for this role. He really poured his heart and soul into the series. The figure does a very good job of capturing his features. The face and the hair look exceptionally good. It's dressed in a fabric Jedi cloak, which I think is a good thing. Molding it from plastic as well would just make the Jedi garb even more stiff and harder to place. Sorry for the long rumblings, everyone. I know the show is very divisive and is generally hated by my generation of fans and adored by the new Disney-era fans. That has led to terrible infighting in the community. I hope my thoughts will not upset anyone. I'm somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. Placing my 3 Black Series figures next to each other, I noticed that Ayla seems to be rather tall compared to Sol and Leia, while Leia looks way smaller than the rest of the two. I don't know what the reason for that is. I guess the design tries to follow the actor's real life heights, as Carrie Fisher wasn't particularly tall herself either. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.